if the front office is trying to get rid of all things Harbaugh to be spiteful, I hope they consider practicality in that. Who would they replace Cap with? Sure as hell ain't gonna be Gabbert.
You know, I remember going back to the 49ers website, I love just listening to his pep talks. I would get my day going. I'm like, oh my, yes, I'm ready to knock out.
Are you listening? Damn.
Another missile fired into the 49er empire. That's 3 All-Pros in the same amount of time. What is going on? Patrick Willis, Frank Gore, and add Chris Borland to the list? What's that you say? All-Pros, Ron, what are you talking about? How long do you think it would have been before Chris Borland entered the realm of the elite to become an All-Pro? My guess is it would have been the end of this season. So appropriately, I called him an All-Pro. Now think about this for a moment. In his rookie year, 3 INTs, he leads the league in tackles. He didn't even play a full season. A running back, 3 or 4 strides after he gets the ball, there he is. Chris Borland drops him. The guy's ability to read an offense coming at him was uncanny. We have suffered a tremendous loss. I have a feeling, though, this is going to have a very rippling effect in football, period. Because, number one, what if parents decide not to let their children play football anymore behind what Chris is doing? I'm thinking right now the NFL is going to pour uber amounts of money into some scientific organization to come up with a helmet that can both lessen the contact and maybe lessen the possibility of concussions. This is a very serious matter. And I hope they come up with it soon, too. Because if they do, Chris Borland could be back to playing football. Because come on, you know Chris Borland loves playing football? Are you kidding me? I can't tell you how much I miss him. All right, straighten up. We have other issues now. We've got enough holes to fill as it is. But now it goes to the next level. We've got to find players that have the ability to fill those kind of holes that have meant a lot to the 49ers. We can't win unless we pick up some really high caliber players. And then you have Trent, who seems to be very casually doing his job. I'm not sure if I could be the full judge of that, but we needed a cornerback. And last week, Trent went and got Shareece Wright. Now, why would he get Shareece Wright when we need a real live cornerback? You know?
Ronbo! Man, y'all need to stop tripping on why Trent has not made no moves on cornerbacks running around the free agent market right now. The man knows what he is doing.
I'm just talking about the fact.
Just hush and just listen. Don't be hurrying, Trent. Let me tell you one thing. Trent shared a story from the early part of free agency following the 2011 lockout. Trent was calmly chilling after a 6-10 season, right? Patrick Willis, who was tired of losing, was wondering how TB was so laid back right along with the rest of the Niner Empire. Just like he's doing right now. Trent waited till the feeding frenzy played out and applied the old master's technique of the trickle-down effect, meaning players will suddenly become available as teams make room for new acquisitions. All of a sudden, Trent suddenly jumped up and signed safety Dante Whitney, center Jonathan Goodwin, and cornerback Carlos Rogers. Yeah, I know Carlos wasn't hardly nothing to write home about, but 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Let that old gunfighter alone. He knows what he's doing. And Ronbo, you know you don't. Back up and let the man do his thing. Y'all don't know what you're talking about.
You know, really, wherever I got him from, I need to take him back, don't I? He makes good sense, though. Okay, I get it. I'll wait. The games don't start this weekend anyway. Fine. Let's go on over to the Niner camp and see what's on your mind. Introducing Monica. Monica, how are you today?
I'm well, how are you?
It could be better. Well, let's get into the sad trauma of the season ending 2015. We just lost Patrick Willis. How did that impact you?
Oh, I was first I was very shocked. You know, 30 is very young to retire. Certainly someone that's as in incredible shape as he's in. And for most of 49er faithful, It's not just a loss in his skill and what he brings to the football field. It's a loss in what he brings to the locker room. You know, he's the leader. His pregame speeches and like really bringing the team together. I think a lot of the tweets that you saw upon his retirement from former Niner players, current Niner players, across the board, everyone has respect. Even Matt Leinart, quarterback, had a great tweet about how he still has a chipped tooth from being knocked out by Patrick Willis, and he goes, but not a nicer guy out there. I mean, that to me speaks volumes about not just the player he was, but the man that he is. And so that's a real tough loss. Same thing with Gore. I think in the last 2 games with San Diego and Arizona, we were already out of the playoffs. Frankie still gave 110%. So between Willis and Gore, it's been a pretty rough week, no doubt.
Monica, who do you think is going to take that up? Who's going to take the Patrick Willis role with the 49ers now?
Well, Patrick Willis, as most of us will agree, is irreplaceable. It has to be Cap. It has to be Kaepernick because he is the quarterback. And, you know, he had a rough season, not just him, but the whole offense, you know, had a rough season. Anquan Boldin is known for having some great hands. He had quite a few dropped passes. Crabtree had quite a few drop passes. Where the hell was Vernon Davis? We don't know. We certainly hope he reinstates himself. Maybe it was an issue with Roman. I don't know what it was about Davis that he wasn't there, but Cap needs to be the one to step into, and I don't mean to replace Willis. Like I said, nobody can replace him. But as far as that, he needs to be the anchor, if you will, of that team now. You know, he's not a rookie anymore. He's had enough time to like really get in there and have a feel for the organization, and it's really time for him to step up 110% with that accuracy, reading defenses, you know, throw away the ball before you get sacked. I was a little worried with the trade rumors, especially when Cutler's name was brought up, because I'm not a big fan of Cutler. If the front office is trying to get rid of all things Harbaugh to be spiteful, I hope they consider practicality in that. Who would they replace Cap with? Sure as hell ain't going to be Gabbert. I'm not impressed with him at all. In fact, I think they should keep Johnson over Gabbert, but I hear that they're probably going to release him. What about Reggie Bush? What do you think about Reggie Bush? Breaking news.
Reggie Bush is going to be... Okay, Monica, here's the thing. Did you see the blueprint for beating the Hawks? It was pretty much done. Tom Brady set that up. Did you notice how they use little short patterns? And with Amendola and also the other receiver, you don't beat the Hawks by challenging their muscle.
No.
You hit them. They kept hitting their defense in the same position over and over and over again. And the Hawks never adjusted.
Edelman kept beating them.
They did. Edelman is a guy.
Force in that game, yeah.
That's the part that Reggie Bush is going to play. I have Trent. I'm reading Trent as he goes along, and you can actually see Trent step by step doing what he's doing.
I think the Shareece Wright pickup, I'm not impressed with. I would have preferred to keep Cox, Parrish Cox, over Wright. Culliver, I was like a little indifferent about, but definitely should have kept Cox, I think, over Wright. However, I'm happy about Torrey Smith. Already has the built-in chemistry with Anquan Boldin. That could be good. Ironic though, because he is part of the Super Bowl winning Ravens that beat us.
Yes.
Now there's 2 members in there from that team, so that's interesting. I think that could be a good thing. He also, Vernon Davis posted a picture of us Maryland boys, so there's some camaraderie there already. I think Carlos Hyde was he was incredible his last year all through college, and thank God he at least had last year for Frank Gore to kind of prime him into being, he's going to be our starter. I mean, so I'm excited about that. I'm a little worried about Coach Tomsula. For any coach taking on the 49ers right now with everything that we've been through is a tall order. In fact, just the other day on NFL Network, one of the guys said, vaya con Dios. He said about Tomsula, like, let the Lord be with you. You know, he doesn't have head coach experience, and he's going to be replacing a coach that put up some serious stats in the 3 years that he was there. So I'm a little concerned about that, but at the same time, it's like I feel like there's enough negativity to go around. So he's our coach now. So it's certainly I think it behooves us all to support him. And you know, everybody's got to start somewhere. I would love to see us get a tall, speedy receiver out of the draft for Cap.
I have your guy, Monica. It's Dorial Green Beckham.
Yes, I've
But
heard that.
Beckham,
I've been looking at him.
Oh,
I've been looking at him. That would be pretty sublime. And you posted something about that recently.
it's because he could fall to 15, but I don't know he's a bad citizen.
As far as like the other teams, because of his history and everything, off the field might, shy away, but he certainly got a lot of the qualifications, the qualities that we need, and that Cap needs. So I certainly hope that would be an amazing pickup. That would be an amazing pickup. I'd definitely be all for it. Obviously the 49ers are known for their incredible defense. However, losing Vic Fangio was a big loss. I mean, even with the injuries that we had last year on defense, Fangio, we can't give enough credit to Fangio. He kept that defense top 5. He knew what the hell he was doing, and that was a big loss as well. And obviously there was talk before they hired Tom Sula, Adam Gase, possibly could have been our head coach, but he wanted to keep Fangio. I was excited about that prospect, but obviously wasn't meant to be. Big shoes for our new defensive coordinator to fill, and so I'm hoping, that he can rise up to it.
At least the coaches that are in there now, they watch Fangio work. And everybody knows Fangio is a standard of excellence. If they're smart, they'll take pages from his book and continue to run that defense in the same fashion. And that's what I'm looking forward to.
Excited about Dockett. That was a good pickup, and it'll be interesting to see also, since he is from a division rival, be interesting to see when we play the Cardinals again. And again, also some built-in chemistry with Boldin. They were both Cardinals together. Yep. So I'm liking that angle because, as I said, I think the camaraderie and the passion and the positivity in the locker room, get that going to translate onto the field. Also, he's got a lot to prove coming off an ACL injury. He's hungry. And that's what we want. We want hungry players that support each other. I think Dockett's a good pickup for our defense. Very Absolutely. Good pickup. You like that pickup?
I love that pickup. And if Justin does decide to leave, we won't be hurt so bad by that with Dockett's presence. So it's actually, I'd love to see them both work together. But if that be the case, we will still have a large veteran presence on that defensive line. So that is the thing.
Yes.
Being the lovely lady that you are, it's going to be fun to ask you to give the Ronbo Niner scream. I'll give you a countdown. Are you ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1.
Niners!
From the great state of Texas, it's Naomi. Naomi, welcome to the program.
Hi.
I call the program just because we're on the air, but this is just a big, huge meeting of 49er fans all over the nation and around the world if we can find them. With that said, have we got problems, or do you think we're okay and it's going to get better?
I think we're okay. I think we'll get better. There's a lot of players that weren't utilized last year because of the starters, because of the star players that we have. I was looking at the roster the other day, and I was seeing all these players. I was like, I never seen this guy out on the field. I know he was drafted, but he might have been in there for like a second, but I never noticed him, or different players. So I think we're okay. I'm just worried about the coaching staff. Like all the new coaching staff, are they going to be able to, like, what is his, Eric Mangini?
Mangini, the defensive coach,
yes. Is he going to be able to fill in Vic Fangio's shoes? That's what I'm worried of. That's my concern, because there's some big shoes to fill in that.
True, Naomi, but you know what? The thing is, all these guys worked already with Fangio. So most likely, I can't see the players accepting too many of the concepts other than the ones that have been effective. Now, Tom Sula, why does everybody love him so much? Is he that nice guy that was standing in the corner when Jim Harbaugh was standing there barking at the guys? And everybody, Jimmy, we love Tom Sula. But with the coach, we got to, I'm wondering about that attitude and how's it going to translate into the season, actually.
Right. Actually, I'm feeling pretty positive about Tom Sula. Like, I think his attitude, like you said, he was probably that guy in the corner when they were getting barked at. He was like, it's okay, you'll be okay, or, you do good, or,
Why does everybody love him? Nobody says that about other coaches. I mean, people don't just love the coach. Normally, the coach is a disciplinarian, but understand he knows when to apply the iron hand of discipline when necessary. But listen, look at Chris Cook, Shareece Wright, Reggie Bush, we lost Culver, and Cox. Does that send panic or doom?
I don't know anything about Shareece. I don't really pay attention to the Chargers, so I don't know.
Yeah, he's a Charger. He was a Charger.
He was. Now he's a Niner.
And the reason you haven't heard anything about him, Shareece has never made any headlines.
Right.
He's not that good. So what I see Trent doing is possibly building depth, and he has other plans. Because trying to figure out what Trent's doing is on everybody's mind now, see?
Right. It is. Everything that he's doing, I'm like, okay. And you just see all the messages, all the negativity, like, get rid of Trent Baalke. We don't want Trent Baalke. And what is he thinking? What is he doing? I'm like, okay, just...
And also, what was the impact that losing Patrick Willis and Frank Gore? Have you come to grips or terms with that yet? How are you feeling about that?
Last Sunday, I did kind of like roll up in fetal position and ball a little bit after Gore left. And so I was prepared, I guess, when Willis came through and he's like, I'm not playing. I was like, okay, we already took the hard hit with losing Gore. Willis, I wish him nothing but the best, but he was out for, I was trying to look up for how many games he was out last season. Was he out because he was injured?
Yeah, most of the season.
Right.
Most of the season was out. I think he may have played 3 or 4 games, but Borland played pretty much the entire season.
Right.
And that's why we know he is who he is. Mm-hmm. This is why I say with Shareece Wright, maybe that's okay. But yeah, Patrick was out most of the season. But Willis brings that intangible to the field that we don't know we have as of right now. He's that guy at the beginning of the season.
Right, the leader. Yes, yes.
Who takes his place now?
Exactly.
That's
he had that voice that,
and that
people
energy.
He talks and people listen.
Yeah.
You know, I remember going back to the 49ers website, I love just listening to his pep talks. I would get my day going. I'm like, oh my, yes, I'm ready to knock out, whatever I have to do for the day, And you're right. Who's going to do that? Who can step up?
And command that kind of attention.
Right.
You just never know who else, because a lot of people they listen to Patrick because he does it so well. So you don't need to make any waves or anything about that. Just get behind it.
You think Davis might be able to step up and do that?
Oh, good question.
In all the pep talks, I always see him there backing up Patrick Willis. He's there in the back, like hyping him up, like, yeah. He's going, maybe.
Could be. You're right. I forgot about Vernon.
Everybody's forgetting about Vernon.
His last season was forgettable. This is why.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. With Vernon Davis, we have new players. Now, Vernon could be the guy just because of what you just said, and he knows he has a veteran presence on this team, and people will follow him. But segueing from that to Vernon Davis, we got Torrey Smith, 2 speed burners now. We've always needed that because Vernon couldn't draw that kind of attention before last year. That may have just been an off year. But Torrey Smith and Vernon Davis, it cannot be ignored. That defense is going to get stretched now. You got Anquan Boldin, who used to play with Torrey, so they know how to work a defense in tandem. That was a good pickup. We're not getting any credit for it, any love from the rest of the league. They're still saying 49ers will finish last in the NFC West. Oh man, how come everybody's saying that? Our defense is still here. We picked up the speed burner that we've needed. Cap is getting an education. He's going to be back. It's going to be a different player. What is with the last place? Are we going to finish last?
No, especially not the defense. I mean, last year everyone's all crying about Willis being gone, and yes, it hurts, but he was out. Bowman was out. A bunch of these players were out, but yet we were still like on the top of the defenses list.
Number 5.
Yes. So I'm really not worried about the defense at all.
Let me ask you this. How do you think we're going to finish? Do we have a chance to, first of all, have a winning record? And will we be in the playoffs?
I do think we'll be in the playoffs. I really do.
I believe it. Give a prediction of how many games we're going to win this year.
Probably about 10.
Okay. You and I are on the same page. I'm thinking 10-6. Because 11 means you're of the elite quality on the year.
Right.
So I'm thinking about that.
10, yeah.
Before you go, you have got to give us the Niner yell. I love to ask shy, reserved, and sweet people this kind of thing to do just to see if I can draw the evil out. Count it down because Naomi is our leader. 3, 2, 1.
49ers!
I don't know about the rest of the players, but I'd be ready to play. Ladies, thank you so much. There's nothing like a Niner lady, Monica. And also, sexy hype. Don't you love the name? Listen, keep your fingers crossed. We don't need no more drama this year. Let us please have peace going into the season. And I'll see you on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Count me out.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.